Thank you very much for the opportunity today and for the ability to introduce and say a few words to myself. My name is Markus Borlinghaus. I'm German. I come from the southern parts of Germany. I had the great opportunity in my life to work for wonderful organizations where I really learned a lot. Milestones in my career have been Cisco, Juniper, Microsoft, Xerox and ATI. In my last position, I held the position as the Executive Vice President and Chairman of the Board, EMEA and Americas. I was really grateful to meet some leaders that fundamentally changed my point of view, how business should be done at an early stage in my career. So John Chambers, Larry Ellison, Alexander von Bechtolzheim, Robert Giuliani and many others have been part of that journey. So today I'm in the position to fulfill my dream, the idea to this company I had many decades ago, but you always need the right moment in your life to be able to do this, and now it's the time, and I'm really grateful that I started it and it really runs well. First of all, I was fortunate, as I said in my introduction, to work for great companies and use cutting-edge technology. So video conferencing, basically since the year 2000. I realized throughout my career that mid-sized companies are not very tech savvy or utilize the benefits of software as a service. They're not interested in outsourcing, as my target audience is startup to 5,000 employees. They really are not fond of outsourcing. They fear losing the process, loss of control and losing in-house knowledge. So I thought this is great potential as it represents 96% of the people working in mid-sized companies, only 4% working in big organizations. I also realized that in order to deliver the service, I would need to combine basically 4 industries into a completely new concept, which is business process outsourcing. I call it business process optimization. Then to build departments, there is a need for recruitment. And then there is software as a service necessary, but I also realized that my target audience has not really an interest in buying into the big software and CRM software system because they're totally oversized for my target audience. To tell executives of a mid-sized company they should pay a software where they utilize 2% of the features and pay for all the rest and then customize it down is a lot to ask. So I realized we need to build our own software. And last but not least, to facilitate the entire building and office and anything the client needs. And that was the birthplace of Department as a Solution, with the clear message that this is not an outsourcing. Everything is run and operated by the client because that are the only conditions that make it work, that my target audience is interested in that service. So, as I said, I had many ideas given to me by the companies I worked for and by the leaders I had the opportunity to listen to. And that ultimately came to the essence of creating this company. How did I develop the concept? Well, it didn't come overnight, it didn't come easy, and it was hard work. Due to my work in the IT industry, I got a lot of insights in many industries and verticals and companies at all sizes, from the mega corporation to the smallest one. Over the years, I realized these companies, especially the small, medium to enterprise size companies, are not very tech savvy, not highly adaptive. Yes, there are a few early adapters, but the mass of the companies actually are not. So when video content collaboration came into place, and it was a great tool for big corporations, many customers in the startup to 5,000 employee range weren't really adapting to new technology, despite the many benefits that would bring it to their organizations. So the idea I had early to this concept, there was market research, what's the market potential, and the market potential is enormous. If you just take the target audience, 96% of the workforce works in small, medium-sized enterprises, and only 4%, that's a rough categorization, works in big corporations. So the market potential is there. But I had to solve one of the biggest steps in the whole process, creating department as a solution, which is the early stage when a customer wants a tailor-made department where he defines the job roles. He is the one interviewing the candidates that we searched for him. He decides which goes into his department that he later trains, manages, and operates. So it was clear the concept needs to have a component that has nothing to do with outsourcing. The customer needs to run the show. But it also made clear we need a sophisticated software for the first part. When the client decides to build a department here with us, we need to deliver. We need to be able on a global basis to search in a local place to deliver, which the entire relocation process integrated, the getting people here started, registered, getting them a place to live, etc. So also for the recruitment bit, I was starting this first, the software development, and I started this out of England. At that time, it looked very great to do this in one of the largest markets in Europe and to develop this and find the resources needed. But then the Brexit came, so it became very clear to continue in England isn't the greatest place to continue. Plus, labor costs weren't really as low as necessary. So I searched on a European basis what could be the best location to restart the business, to rename the concept, to come up with something that is more understandable by the clients. The place I found was Zagreb in Croatia, because out of all the places in Europe that made sense for many, many reasons. And I compared all European nations at the best location for this organization. And then I relocated the business entirely to Croatia and restarted from here. So concept development takes time, it takes market research, it also needs a trial market. Sometimes you need to try and error to find out what works and adjust. The key is in adjusting quickly and adjusting from the lessons learned. So I'm very thankful for the journey, and we are where we need to be, and it runs really well, and we're really happy how this is going forward. Thank you very much for the question. What bring DaaS to life, or bringing DaaS to life? First off, I think part of building a startup and part of becoming successful is making mistakes. Learning from your mistakes and adjusting to the lessons you've learned, and redoing this process over and over. So no surprise to the bringing SGS and department as a solution to life, we made a lot of mistakes along the way. We started very driven, very motivated, totally enthusiastic, and we thought each of our service for each of our corporate segments like sales, marketing, operations, IT, etc. needs a specific name. So we came up with a lot of acronyms. When we then built the website, we realized, ooh, that's a little bit over the top. And the second realization came when you then try to present this to clients as a solution or to investors as a concept. And you think you've done a great job, and you 15 minutes into an explanation and demonstrating what it is, and you get asked the question, so what is it again, what you're doing? You either ignore this or you start to realize, if you hear it more than one time, you need to change. You need to take in fresh breath, a fresh view on what you think was great. And that's exactly what we did. Not one time, not two times, we continue to do this. So the key is, whenever you have achieved something, don't take this as a status quo. Always work, what else can you optimize? What else can you do better? Never stop listening to feedback, whether client, partners, associates, consultants, or investors. So we had some vivid names at the beginning, and we realized in the whole process the key message that was transported back to us is simplicity is the key. Making something not complex, making it simple, easy to digest, easy to understand. So after over and over retrying to find great acronyms, one day I came to the office and I realized I would like to discuss internally first, then with investors and associates and customers, what they think about the acronym Department as a Solution. And everybody said instantly, that makes sense. That is the shortest way how to explain this. And one of them said, the first industry department provider in the world is not a good thing, but Department as a Solution actually is. It allowed us to, in a simple way, now describe to anybody, including the changes on our website, to get across what we are doing. And when I went to many of these investor events, I saw other startup companies, I talked to them, I talked to other investors for other industries, and I came to realize a lot of startup companies make the mistake to put too much onto the plate to get across, whether this is on their website or how to attract investors. Many startups didn't have an idea what documents are needed, and we were in the same position when we started. But over the years we developed an excellent documentation process, from initial conversation to clients or initial conversation to investors, for investors over the due diligence process to investment, including what legal documents you need, with clients how a contract should look like, and then to sign up customers. So we learned a lot, and I would be more than happy to share some of the experience and lessons learned with other startup companies and other investors. Early success and validation of Department as a Solution and our company. That's an interesting one. When you start and you bring something that is new to the market, you have to get used to the fact that many people at the beginning say, I don't understand, I don't get it. You also need to get used to that a lot of clients say, are you sure you can do this? This sounds like a great concept, we would really like to do this, but where is your proof? Where is your customer success stories? And that's the kind of the hen and egg principle. What was first? When you're a startup, you need customers and early adopters to prove the concept, so that later customers saying, oh, there's already something there, and I'm now trusting you that you can do this, and can I talk to existing clients and to then make an ultimate decision. So at the beginning you basically struggle to get your first customers, and that's what you should focus on, getting your first clients. Once you have the customers, then the key is to really deliver what they're asking for. So because our customers define their departments and the job, the people they want in these departments, and they define exactly the job role under which we have to search the people they later interview and decide if we hire them for them or not. It is key to deliver what you promised in speed and time, because if you fail, you lose trust. However, we at the beginning didn't fail. We delivered the people they wanted, and the customer was very, very happy. And then two things happen if you achieve that. The clients, because of the initial trust, say I signed a contract for one person in the department, can you also find me a second one, a third one, a fourth one? So one of our earliest and largest customers started with one position in the department, and now 22 months later the customer is about to reach 10 people. So in the next 2 months we have person number 10 coming on board, who is in the final interview process. That means in just less than 2 years, the customer has grown from 1 to 10 people. That's an enormous growth. Our revenue went up from a little bit over 4,000 to today 47,500 with this one customer and this one department. So it is really important that you focus on your clients and that you deliver what you have promised. Then you should be fine. The question is impact and future vision. I always wanted to work in my life for companies who have a strong vision and a strong mission. Something I can identify with. I think that's key and important to go forward for any startup, and this is absolutely vital to SGS. Why? You need your own employees to believe in what they are working for, to believe in what you think is great, and therefore you need a strong vision and mission. It was before the year 2000 that I was on a summit where a CEO of a company I worked for said, one day the internet will change how people work, live, play and learn. And he was right till today. And that was one of the key motivators why I thought I want to build this. And I want to build this for startup companies to mid-sized companies, not the big corporations. They already have anything in place they need. But the small, medium-sized and enterprise-sized companies, they have a long way to go. And I want with SGS to be at the forefront to change this. So the vision of the company is we want to become the department as a solution provider of the future of employment in the world. I know that sounds like a very great goal in front of me, but I really believe in it and I really want to do this. The second part of the mission I want to share is not only to look at this from a client's perspective. Yes, department as a solution reduces significantly the cost, increases efficiency for the client, and makes it easy to manage, run and operate. That's all great for the customer. But I would like to spend 30-40 seconds of the whole picture from an employee point of view. Because also your employees need to identify what you are doing. Now, in the past, the normal career path of a person is most likely not only to make a career in the company, maybe one step, but if you really want to succeed in your career fast, you usually look for the next better job from the job you're having. And that turns out to mean you find a new job, meaning you quit your old one. You give up your social economic environment that you built over some period of time, the social benefits you accomplished because people trusted in you. And you need to start with a new company. You have a new probation period. When you successfully survived that, you need to build a new social economic environment with new colleagues in the company and prove to your bosses again you're worth it so that you get more social benefits. And you might even need to change your location. With department as a solution, that's not necessary. You stop one day to work for a client where you worked 2 or 3 years in a department. You expressed you want to make a career move that is discussed with your current client. And if we found a replacement that has been worked in by you to the satisfaction level of the client, on one Friday you leave the office from office number 3 where you worked in. You come on the next Monday, start in a completely new company, have a completely new setup, fly to the new hire training, meet your new colleagues, come back and work from here. Do you have to quit your job? No. Do you use your already achieved social benefits? No. Do you lose your friends? No. Do you have to relocate? No. And that's why I believe that's the future of employment. Thank you. Okay. So, what is the AAS, Department as a Solution? Imagine you can build your entire organization, every department you want, with us here in Croatia. It has the exact same quality as your department because you're the decision maker who defines the job profile, who selects the candidates we provided. The customer runs all the interviews and decides who has the know-how, competence, expertise, skills, and cultural fit into his organization. We provide the facility management, the office, and every equipment your department members need to work, docking station, laptop, etc. But for data compliance, data security, and GDPR compliance, like with your employees, every equipment here is managed by the client's IT. Once you selected which candidates you want in your department, hired by us and employed by us, they fly off to the new hire training to your organization where you integrate them in your team. And when they come back, they directly report to you. So department as a solution is not outsourcing. It's 100% managed, operated, and run by the client. The benefits are numerous. Up to 40% cost reduction, increase in productivity by usually up to 15%, and also by efficiency between 10 to 15%, especially when our clients use our software, SGS1. So please be so kind, check out our website, our social media, give us a call, and let's talk about it. And for investors, this is a great reason to invest in SGS because of the enormous potential. Thank you very much.